Why a sewer line inspection can save you from a huge mistake in Minot. I'm Tanner Schock, and over the past 2 years, I've helped over 40 clients buy or sell real estate in the Minot surrounding area, and this is one of the most important things that we need to talk about. A regular home inspection can make a house feel safe to buy, while one of the most expensive problems is still sitting underground. That is what makes sewer lines easy to miss. You can walk through a home and feel good about the layout, the roof, the furnace, the electrical panel, and the overall condition. Everything seems manageable. Then, after closing, a drain backs up. A plumber comes out, the camera goes into the line. Suddenly, the issue is not a small plumbing repair under a sink. It is outside, buried, and potentially expensive. That is why I want to talk about sewer line inspections. I'm not saying you should skip a regular home inspection. You absolutely should get one. The point is that a standard home inspection may not tell you what is happening between the house and the main sewer line. That hidden section can turn into a major surprise after the home is already yours. So if you're buying in Minot, especially with an older home, this is something worth taking seriously before you close. A home inspection does not cover everything. A lot of buyers hear the word inspection and assume the whole property is getting checked from top to bottom. That is not exactly how the process works. A general home inspection usually focuses on visible and accessible areas. The inspector may look at a lot of items such as the roof, foundation, electrical panel, plumbing fixtures, basement, windows, appliances, and general safety concerns. That information is valuable. You want those details before making a final decision. The challenge is that most of the sewer line is not visible. It runs underground, which means a regular inspection may only confirm that drains worked during the inspection. A sink draining properly for a few minutes does not prove the entire sewer line is in good condition. A damaged line can keep functioning right up until it doesn't. That is where buyers get blindsided. The sewer line is easy to forget until it becomes a problem. Nobody gets excited about sewer lines during a showing. Buyers usually focus on the kitchen, living room, garage, yard, bedrooms, and monthly payment. That makes sense because those are parts of the home you can actually picture yourself using. The sewer line does not feel real until something goes wrong. Once there's a problem, it becomes impossible to ignore. Backups, slow drains, odors, cleanup, digging, repairs, and stress can all show up fast. That is why I look at this as risk management. You're not searching for problems because you want something to be wrong. You're checking because the cost of not knowing can be a lot higher than the cost of finding out early. Quick question for you. If you were buying a house and had room in the budget for one extra inspection, would sewer line even cross your mind? Most buyers would not think about it first, which is exactly why this conversation matters. Why sewer problems can get expensive. The concern with sewer lines is not just that something might be wrong. Location makes the repair more complicated. A small leak under a sink is annoying, but at least is accessible. A sewer line issue may be under the yard, near a sidewalk, beneath the driveway, or somewhere that takes real work to reach. That changes the cost quickly. Repair work can involve excavation. Cleanup may be needed if a backup already happened. A damaged section might require replacement instead of a simple fix. Tree roots, cracks, offsets, sagging sections, collapsed areas, and older material can all create different problems. Every property is different, so I would never pretend there is a universal repair number. The bigger takeaway is simple. Sewer issues can get expensive fast, and most buyers are not setting aside money for that right away after closing. Timing matters because before closing, you may still have options. You can ask questions, you can request estimates, negotiation may still be possible. You might decide the house still makes sense, or you may realize the risk is too high. After closing, the conversation changes completely. At that point, the problem belongs to you. Older homes deserve a closer look. This matters even more when you're buying an older home. Minot has plenty of properties where age, maintenance history, and past repairs deserve attention. Older does not mean bad. Some older homes have been cared for extremely well. Others carry hidden issues that do not show up in listing photos or during a quick walkthrough. The important thing is knowing what you are inheriting. A sewer line can be affected by age, material, ground movement, tree roots, installation quality, or previous repairs. The seller may not know the current condition. A line may have never been scoped. Everything can look fine inside the house while the real concern sits underground. That is not enough information when the risk can be expensive. For an older property, the sewer line should at least be part of the conversation. A sewer scope gives you a different kind of information. I do not want this to sound like every property has a sewer issue. Plenty of homes are completely fine. The goal is not to make you scared to buy. The goal is to help you avoid being surprised by an expensive problem that a normal inspection may not fully uncover. A strong buying process is not built on panic. It is built on clarity. You want to understand the house before you commit to it. That includes the parts you can see and the parts you cannot. A sewer line inspection can reduce uncertainty. When the result comes back clean, that is helpful. Timing is the entire point. Before closing, you still have leverage. After closing, you have ownership. That difference is why buyers should pay attention to this. Why this fits into the bigger buying decision. A sewer line inspection is not about being difficult. It is about understanding the real cost of the home. The purchase price is only one part of the decision. Condition matters. Maintenance history matters. Major systems matter. Hidden risks matter too. A house can look affordable until a buried problem changes the math. That does not mean you should avoid every house with an issue. Some problems can be fixed. Certain concerns can be negotiated. Other situations may still make sense if the price reflects the risk. The key is knowing before you commit. Guessing is where buyers get hurt. A sewer line inspection is not a replacement for a regular home inspection. Both can matter. The regular inspection helps you understand the visible and accessible parts of the home. A sewer scope helps you look at an area that could otherwise stay hidden until it becomes expensive. For buyers in Minot, especially when older homes are involved, that extra step can make a big difference. It may give you peace of mind. It may uncover a repair you need to understand. Either result is better than being surprised after closing. So before you buy, do not ask whether this home looks good. Ask what you still cannot see. That is where some of the biggest surprises can hide. If you're buying in Minot, I break down the local market, buyer risk, inspections. If something shows up, you can deal with it while you still have options. That is a much better position than finding out months later because water starts backing up. When you should seriously consider one. There are a few situations where a sewer scope becomes especially worth discussing. An older home deserves extra attention. Mature trees near the line should make you ask more questions. Slow drains, sewer smells, past backup, or visible plumbing concerns should not be brushed aside. A vacant home can be tricky because the plumbing may not have been used normally for a while. Unknown maintenance history also matters. None of those automatically mean you should walk away. They simply mean you should investigate before making the decision final. Buying a home already comes with enough uncertainty. Unknown sewer risk does not need to be part of the surprise package. How this can affect negotiations. One reason sewer scopes matter is that they can give you useful information during the contingency period. A clean line can remove concern. A problem in the line may open the door to repairs, credits, estimates, further evaluations, or different decisions about the property. Without the inspection, you might never know the issue exists. That means you could lose a chance to make it part of the negotiation. A sewer line inspection usually involves running a camera through the line. That gives you a clear look at the condition between the home and the sewer connection. Instead of guessing based on whether a toilet flushed during inspection, you can see what is actually happening inside the line. A scope may reveal cracks, roots, low spots, blockages, separations, or areas that need further evaluation. Sometimes the result is simple. The line looks fine and you get peace of mind. In other cases, the camera shows something worth discussing before you move forward. Either way, you know more than you did before. That is the value. A sewer scope cannot guarantee that nothing will ever happen later. No inspection can give you that. It does help you make a more informed decision before you own the risk. I'm curious to hear this. Have you ever heard of someone finding a sewer issue after buying a home? Drop it in the comments because those stories usually stick with people.